Welcome to the first garden tour of this season, 2024. We have just arrived back from Alma, Georgia, USA, where Alan is from, where they had around 20 degrees, blue sky and sunshine every day. And here, gray on gray, but we also had a blizzard while we were gone. So even Denmark, if it is a small country, then our friends up in the north had this much snow. School was out, but not here. We arrived safely yesterday, and now we are just having a quick tour of the garden, what's happening. You would think all this is dead, nothing is alive, but most of all these things are just perennials asleep, waiting for it to get warmer, and so are we. We're super excited for this season. And in the middle flower bed that we established around almost a year ago now in February, March, it was just a big lawn here. Maybe it's hard to imagine, but it took some time and some hard work. The whole family helped. We took all the lawn away. Some of the turf we just turned, and then we placed the really nice stones here for contrast. Stones we already had up in the back of the garden. And then most of these perennials we have grown from seeds in the greenhouse, pre-sowed in the porch when it was cold, and then we have placed them in the garden. And once they came in the ground, they really grew a lot all summer, last year, autumn also. And we placed here, as you can see you can see a little bit from the snow here, but the contrast to the green and the flowers here, we put white gravel here that really works well. So we can kind of walk around, just enjoy the garden even more. And what really stands out now is the rhododendron, the really nice green leaves and the big buds coming now.
Yeah, so even though it looks like nothing will ever grow again, ta-da! Something is letting us know that spring is just around the very cold corner.
And this one we actually moved. Remember this one here it was placed next to the other one just to give some height. And they have shallow roots, so a lot of people are afraid to move them, but rhododendron is actually a bush that's easily to recover from replacing, just keep it watered. So it has done really well. It has a lot of buds on it now.
And under all of this snow and ice are the bulbs, over 400 bulbs that we've planted. So we're looking forward to those popping up.
Yes, that's going to be exciting.
We've kept this phlomis the whole time, and we kept talking about how pretty it would be, how structural it is here in the winter with the snow on it. And look at that. Finally got that snow that we were waiting for. It's a bit icy because, like Lars mentioned, let me climb out of this flower bed without tripping. Oh, it's icy. Where we are, so yeah, a lot of snow up in the north part of Denmark. Where we are, it snowed, then melted a bit, and then it rained, and then it froze, then it snowed again. So we've got a lot of icy snow.
Look at really the tip of the sedum here has died back, but even down here it's really strong stem, and very soon we're gonna see the new tips coming.
You knocked the snow off.
Sorry.
But that's why it's nice to leave. We cut back a lot of our perennials this year here in autumn, but it's nice that we left some to really catch this ice. The hydrangea up there, they have some snow on them. It's really nice.
It's hard to imagine now, but really this flower bed up here is really going to be nice again in the summer when it's all covered. Because our goal is to have it all. We had a shed here last year we removed that was built weirdly around when we moved in 5 years ago. So we just want to have it all covered there.
Yeah. Our high beds as well. Lars has moved out. Oh, wow, you can't even tell. But there's actually a bunch of pots in here that are living their best life here in the winter.
You can see they are growing there though, see?
Mm-hmm. You know they are cold. And that's where the dahlias will be. And this is also why here in our zone, we don't have to remove dahlias from the ground. But because they were in these high beds, we knew we better, because you can imagine that dirt in there. That soil is crazy town frozen, so that's gone.
So of course these will be removed again when it's dahlia time, and then we're gonna pre-plant them in the porch and then later in the greenhouse, and then they'll come out here and really, they did a lot. They were like as tall as me when we had them here. We had some really nutritious soil. We used the compost and mixed that in when we put the tubers in, and they did so well.
But speaking of greenhouse,
Uh-oh.
there's an issue.
No. Mirrors.
Something has happened. We are missing glass
Like a lot.
on our greenhouse. Tell us what happened, Lars.
While you were gone, you had gone to the USA to go early. We had a really bad storm called
Pia.
Pia, yeah.
She was called Pia.
Yeah, I almost forgot the name. And see, the last 5 years we haven't had not one single frame or window broken, but this year just pulled out like 18. So
Yeah, the wind was so bad. And don't forget that we live on the coast. So right back there, behind that house in the background, that's the beach. Crazy high waves. You can see this one has broken. We're missing the top there. Snow is now in the greenhouse. This, anytime, yeah. Wow, that one's gone. Snow all inside.
So just in here in the greenhouse, we have things that we have grown autumn sown, and they are really just, you would think, would they survive here in the winter, and even now with missing glass, but they are doing really,
I mean,
really
even those are open. Yeah, jeepers. There's no
Look at this one.
There's no
this
protection
tray
here.
even just froze.
Wow, look at all the water. Yeah, sitting in the water.
But these are doing really well. Like we have a bunch of plants that just kind of asleep.
Asleep and frozen.
But they're gonna wake up when it gets warmer. Bunch of cuttings we did that will just. Some of the pots here, actually, this one, some of the ones that doesn't like a lot of moisture here over winter or just in autumn, we placed in here to see if it can.
Why is it on its side?
Because a lot of them, a lot of these, even hostas, they don't like a lot of moisture over late autumn and winter. Then you can tip it over side. That's a great tip to turn it like that.
Where'd you learn that?
Just from
your knowledge?
From my knowledge.
Well, I did not know that. Look at that. Although, let's tell the truth, we put it in here because it was going to be, this glass house is not temperature regulated, but we thought it would be it would be one degree warmer than the outside. So, oops.
I still have a few projects I haven't, just didn't have time to. There's some things that hasn't been repotted, but I'm not worried. I will try not to water it too much because
it'll freeze. We have no windows.
And it can also get moldy when it's not cold. I know now it's cold, but that's the thing. Now it's if there would have been, imagine there would have been glass in here and everything. Then it's also another great thing that I always do when I have things in the greenhouse. I open the door to get air circulation.
Yeah.
So you don't get like moldy plants or anything like that.
And speaking of air circulation, the neighbor came over today. They've been watching the house. We just got back yesterday. They've been watching the house, and they said that a lot of other, we've seen on the news, but they said that we should actually be thankful that this is an old glass house. You can see, for example, there, it never really even connected. That we should be glad because it didn't create a vacuum in here. That a lot of people have actually lost their glass houses.
Like entire. That had flown. Flown away.
Yeah, that storm was that intense. And we weren't here for it. No, you guys were here. You and Melancy were here for Storm Pia.
That's
the
right.
blizzard was Storm Hank. That came last week, right after the New Year. So glad we missed all of these.
But look at even this one. I know it's crazy to be excited for small things, but this one here that's growing.
It's all small things.
My butterfly bush. Butterfly candy is like a low, compact butterfly bush. And I did a cutting and that's growing. Yay!
Great.
So excited. So next week I'm not only gonna fix the greenhouse, we're also starting to sow our cold zone seeds because some of the perennial seeds, they need changing temperatures, really cold temperatures to germinate. So for example, the flumis, I'm gonna put those in trays in here, and then I'm just gonna let nature do its magic, and then in the spring when it's warmer here in the greenhouse, they will start to sprout and start to water them more, and then I don't have to deal with putting them in. You can also put them in the fridge for some weeks and take them in and out, so they get that kind of feeling as well. But I'm just gonna do that the next week here, sow a lot of those seeds. So
Yeah, and since we're living in a refrigerator right now, we don't have to put them in that. Ta-da! Look at this. And under here are the tulips. If you guys remember, Lars had that tulip mix named after him. And they're in these pots, getting all of the chill hours that they need. More than they need. Goodness gracious.
And the reason why we have those trays on top is just the neighbor's cat don't come and dig in them.
Yeah, we don't have squirrels, so squirrels won't be eating them. We don't have deer, not here in the garden anyway. We do have a lot of deer that roam around fresh around the wall, but not in here.
So our rainwater bucket is totally full and solid, like a miniature ice skating rink.
Yeah. Oh, even the top of the ivy. Goodness gracious. It's cold.
So the only thing of color we have is in these containers here near the terrace. Is this, we planted different things, but the lung, this pink one here, gives really a nice pop of color. And the helleborus, the julerose we call it, you can get them in whites and in reds down here. And the alunrod, the hirusha, is doing a nice pop of color. And then later on, we'll have some bulbs that's down here in this ground. So that really gives a nice pop of color in this time of the year. And look at how it's doing our eucalyptus tree. And it's still tied. I can see, yeah, it didn't fall in the blister.
Yeah, we were worried because I've just used zip ties to hold it up. Let me show you how busted my little system is there. But it worked. It survived Storm Pia and Blizzard Hank.
And look how tall it is now. It was really,
well.
It's really great. It was like in our apartment here when we first moved to Foliage, in a small pot in a window. And
it was a supermarket find.
We planted it out and was really hoping for it to survive, and it did.
Another thing that's doing really well, our wisteria has plenty of buds. We haven't trimmed it yet. Here at the beginning of January, we need to cut off things like that, these loose ends. Trim it back so it can really focus on giving us more flowers. But look at those buds. So we've got this one to do. And then we also have the one up under our pergola. So they both need to get a haircut coming soon.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly trim back the wisteria while it's some daylight left.
Good, and while you're doing that, I'll tell everyone thank you so much for watching. 2024 we hope will be a great year for everybody. Yes. And if you're tired of looking at ice and snow, you should check out some videos that we made whilst in Alma, Georgia, with sunny weather, warm temperatures, blue sky. We built a fire pit. We take a tour of my great-grandfather's old house. It's over 100 years old with my mom. So the whole family's and several of the videos that we made recently. So check that out. I'll be sure to put the links in the description. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Now, Lars, get back to work.
I will.
And I'm going to put my hand in my pocket so it'll stay warm.
Okay.
All right. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.